on Facebook. All right, cool. I appreciate y'all for y'all's patience. All right, awesome. So welcome everybody to the second, the fourth episode of the Wake and Bake. Everything's about to be a lot more official moving into 2021. We got the flyer dropping. We're going to have a lot of video content dropping on Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, all over, right? We're about to make this thing a thing, right? Really using the power of cannabis and the power of personal development. See, I believe that they both go hand in hand, right? Cannabis and personal development are some of the most important things that we actually have, in this lifetime, right? I mean, guys, if I just want to share a gem with y'all, right, about cannabis. See, cannabis was actually criminalized back in the early 1900s, right? And before the early 1900s, the reason why they criminalized it is because there was a lot of people who were expanding their mind. There was a lot of people who were healing themselves using these different cannabinoids, right? If you don't know what a cannabinoid is literally it's basically the gene that's within the cannabis plant, right? So there's different cannabinoids, different genes, different profiles that a cannabis plant can have. So guys, when you smoke or you take some CBD oil or you eat an edible, right? There's different cannabinoid profiles that go into your body and they react with certain receptors. See, guys, if you don't know what a receptor is, you got to think about it this way. The brain has receptors. That's why when you pinch yourself, you feel pain, right? That's why when you get a burn, you feel pain, right? So there's different systems that's in our body, right? There's different systems. The first, there's what you have the cardiovascular system, right? You have the cerebral system, right? You have your digestive system, right? You have all these different systems within your body that are in our body naturally, all right? And so what the cannabis does for you is it actually connects to the endocannabinoid system. See, the endocannabinoid system, guys, they took this system out of the education. So if you ever took biology before or any type of healthcare science course in college or high school or beyond, right, you would learn about these different systems, the nervous system and all these different systems. Well, they never talked about the endocannabinoid system. It's actually the master system, right? It's the master system. It's the system that unlocks our cerebral, our ultimate health. And it's why the reason why they took it out is because they want people to be on medications, right? They want people to have these problems and these traumas, and they don't want us to know the true key to medicine. So if you didn't know, I just wanted to lay that on y'all. It goes much deeper than that, but I don't want to get too scientific because this call is not a science call, but I just wanted to share some information with y'all about what I've learned when it comes to cannabis and why each and every person should be utilizing some form of cannabinoid, whether that be CBD, whether that be THC, whether that be CBN. There's over 100 different cannabinoids that they've discovered that are natural in our body, that have receptors in our body for those cannabinoids right now. So guys, with that being said, man, hopefully you guys are firing up with me right now and getting this thing going. All right. So I'm excited today. All right. Today we are, let me actually record on this computer too. All right, perfect. So today is again, episode 4 of the Wake and Bake. All right, I am your host, the coolest cannapreneur in the world, the first digital cannapreneur in the world, right? If you don't know what a cannapreneur is, it's a cannabis entrepreneur. I'm an entrepreneur by trade who chose the cannabis industry to break into as his beginning. And now I'm getting into finance. Now I'm getting into personal development. Now I'm a real entrepreneur, right? Because there's multiple streams and not just the cannabis stream. And I'm so happy and grateful now that I have 7 very successful streams of income that's bringing me in income every single day, right? Every time I wake up, there's some type of money hitting my bank account, and money is not an issue anymore. Guys, we are recession proof. All right, we are recession proof now. That is the whole goal. You want to make sure that going into 2021, it don't matter what happens. It don't matter about a vaccine. It don't matter about a shutdown. It don't matter about anything in life. The only thing that matters is that you set yourself up to become recession proof. So I'm grateful. I'm glad that each and every one of y'all are making that decision to become recession proof here in 2021. So with that being said, guys, what I am going to share with y'all this morning is 5 keys. All right, I got these 5 keys from John C. Maxwell. You want to write these keys down because they could really change your life. I've been sitting and contemplating and thinking about these 5 keys since I heard it last night. I was listening to some personal development. It hit me. I've heard it before. It's not like it was new information, but the way it hit me last night was to the point where I was like, you know what? This has to be the topic for today. And sometimes God will just share this information with you multiple times until finally it clicks in a different way. And he can now, use you as a tool to be an inspiration to somebody else, right? So I'm grateful to have y'all on here today. So what are the 5 keys to leading people, right? Well, the first thing that you have to know about leading people is there's one specific thing that allows you, that empowers you to be able to lead somebody. Can somebody drop in the group chat? Can somebody drop on the Facebook group chat or even in the Zoom group chat what you think that one thing, what you guys think that one thing may be when it comes to, leading people? What's that one thing that you have to have? There's no compromise. You have to be able to do this one thing in order for people to feel comfortable with following you, in order for people to feel comfortable with you being the leader. What do you think that one thing is? I don't mind if y'all are wrong, because there really is no wrong or right answer, right? This is just coming from John Maxwell. I'm sure there's other things as well, but this is what he said the one key may be, if you guys want to guess. What y'all think that one thing may be? All right, well, I'm gonna go ahead and just tell you anyway. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and tell you anyway. So what that one thing is that people you need is influence, right? You have to be able to influence people, right? Influencing people is one of the biggest skill sets on the earth, right? To be the power of influence, right? Influence. But when I think about the word influence, right? There's a reason why it first starts with the letter N, right? Because it starts inside of you first, right? You have to be able to influence yourself first in order to be an influence to somebody else, right? You have to be able to influence yourself first. So how are you influencing yourself, right? So there's 2 parts to leading people. All right, there's 2 parts leading people. Part 1 is being able to influence yourself. Part 2 is being able to influence somebody else. All right, now, the 5 things, all right, I'm going to give them to y'all straight like this, and then we're going to break them down, and then we're going to be done for today. All right, the 5 keys to leading people, to being able to influence people is number 1, you have to, and we're going to start with part 1, which is influencing yourself. You have to first be able to value yourself. You have to value yourself, right? Self-value. Do you value yourself? Do you know how important you are, sis? Do you know how important you are, bro? You know what I'm saying? Do you know the value that you bring to the table? See, value, value. I believe that fast food restaurants really messed up value because they had all these different value meals that were cheap. Right. So because of the fact that our subconscious mind grew up all our lives and we looked at the word value, right, as something that is cheap. Right, because when we look at the value meal, you pay that's on a different menu. It's $2 for the burger, $1 for the fries, $1 for the large sweet tea, right? And so we look at value as something that may not be as important as it really is in life, right? But value is one of the most important things. See, to understand what you are and how valuable you are, guys, you got to understand some stuff that's in this book as well. The 7 habits of highly effective people, right? You got to understand what's at your core, what's at your center. What do you desire? What do you want in this life, right? What do you want in this life? What is your desire? All right. That you have to know what's at the center, and whatever is at the center of your life. All right. Whatever is at the center of your life will be the source of 4 different things. You want to write these 4 things down. Whatever is at the center of your life will be the source of 4 different things. Number 1, your security, right? Number 2, your guidance. Number 3, your wisdom. And number 4, your power. Woo. Right? Woo. We go in there. All right. So check this out. All right. Whatever is it, I'm going to just read it to you guys because I don't want to mess this up. All right. Whatever is at the center of our life will be the source of our security, guidance, wisdom, and power. All right. Security represents your sense of worth, your identity, your emotional anchorage, your self-esteem, your basic personal strength or lack of it, right? Your self-confidence. Think and Grow Rich, chapter number 2. All right. There is in the faith chapter. All right. Faith is the 2nd chapter. All right. There's a formula in there. There's a script in there. There's 5 steps to being able to build your self-confidence, the self-confidence formula. Okay. So guys, if you don't have your self-confidence, if you don't know how to boost your self-confidence, if you don't know how to boost your value, if you don't know how to boost that center, that internal feeling about you, you want to go and study this every single day. Study those 5 steps in Think and Grow Rich, chapter 2, faith. All right. Go and study the self-confidence formula. It'll completely boost your self-confidence going into 2021. Right. So the first thing is security. The second thing is guidance. Guidance means your source of direction in life, right? Where are you going, right? It's encompassed by your map, your internal frame of reference that interprets for what's happening out there for you, right? It's the standards or principles or implicit criteria that govern moment by moment decision-making and doing, all right? Number 3, wisdom. Wisdom is your perspective on life. All right. Your sense of balance, your understanding of how the various parts and principles apply and relate to each other. It embraces judgment, right? Discernment, comprehension. It is a gaslit or oneness and integrated wholeness, right? That's what wisdom is, right? And number 4 is your power. Right? How powerful are you? How strong do you feel, right? The power, the resilience, right? Power is the faculty or capacity to act, right? This is the action. This is your action step. This is everything that it takes for you to move forward to the next step, because faith without works is dead. Faith without the power is dead. You gotta have the power. You gotta have the might, right? So it is the vital energy to make choices and decisions. All right. It also includes the capacity to overcome deeply embedded habits and to cultivate higher, more effective ones. So what does that even mean, right? So it includes the capacity to overcome deeply embedded habits. So what are the habits? What are the paradigms, right? Because a paradigm is nothing but a multitude of habits. If you listen to Bob Proctor, you listen to David E. Monetier, Alex Morton, and all of these amazing people who teach paradigm, who teach how to shift your habits, right? What are the habits that you're doing every single day that's leading you to where you are? See, you're nothing but a multitude of habits. That's it. That's it. What did you do this morning? Did you wake up and go to the gym? Did you wake up and brush your teeth, right? Or did you wake up and not brush your teeth, right? If you didn't brush your teeth, it's a habit. I have a terrible habit. I bite my nails. Since I was a kid, terrible, the most nasty, filthy habit. But it's with me. It's what I've done my whole life. And no matter how much I try to break it, it's one of the hardest things in the world. So what is that one habit that you guys have that you need to shift? Because listen, if you shift that one thing, I'm telling y'all, I'm trying to tell you, if you shift that one thing, your life will be completely different. So you got to think about it, right? Everything that's in the center of you dictates those 4 things in your life, right? So the first things first is you got to add value to yourself every day. These are everyday things. You got to do these 5 things every day. Add value to yourself. Then the second thing that you want to do, all right, this is the second key, guys, the second key to leading people. but it first starts with you, right? The second thing is think of ways to add value to yourself. How are you adding value to yourself on a day-to-day basis, right? The first thing first is you gotta know that you're valuable, right? You gotta know that you're valued every day. You gotta value yourself every day, right? Because if you don't value yourself, you can't value people. You can't value anything if you don't value you first, right? The second thing is you gotta think of ways to add value to you, right? So what are you doing every single day? Are you listening to personal development, right? Are you listening to are you going on YouTube and you're looking for ways to be able to create other sources of income, right? Like right now, I just put my car on Turo. If you guys don't know what Turo is, it's a way for, if you live in the city, you can go on Turo, and when you're not driving your car, you can put your car up there and you can list your car and you can allow for people to rent your cars out. One of my goals, one of the ways for me to add value to myself, right? One of the ways that I found to add value to myself is doing Turo. The next thing is Airbnb, right? Then real estate, right? Forex just opened my mind, right? Stocks just opened my mind. Crypto just opened my mind. Generational wealth opened my mind and opened my heart up to being able to see other ways to be able to create cash flow, right? So think of ways to add value to yourself. Do you put your car on Turo, right? What are you doing? What are you doing on a day-to-day? Number three, the third key is to look for ways, all right? You got to look for ways every single day to add value to yourself first, right? You got to look for the ways. So whenever you're in the setting, right? No matter where I'm at, I'm always looking, I'm always searching for a way to add value to myself, because I know that if I can find some value for me, I can then share it, teach it, and learn it. And somebody else will be able to catch some value from what it is that value me, right? See, this is the thing, the moment that you find some value and you hold it from the world, that's the moment you lost, because this life is all about service. Being great in life is all about service. Service to many leads to greatness. That's why I love I Am Mastery Academy, because of the fact that we don't have to sell anything that doesn't work. We are literally just introducing people to a lifestyle that they've never had before. We're introducing people to something that they never knew was possible. People look at the stock market and they say, man, I got to be on Wall Street. I got to go to college to learn this. I got to do this. I got to do that. When all they have to do is just say yes to an opportunity that could change their life. Do you agree with me or agree with me? Right? Number 4, do things, okay? This is where the action comes in. You got to do the things that add value to yourself. So you just can't think about it. You just can't look for the ways, but when you discover those ways, you now got to get into the do state, right? You got to put those things into action. See, I was looking for another stream of income, and I was searching YouTube, and I came across this guy named CEO Matty J. All right, CEO Matty J. And he laid down the sauce on the Turo game for free on YouTube. And so I was like, damn, that's all I got to do. So guess what? I went right then and there and I put it to action, because I understood that if I'm looking for the ways, but I allow for that to pass me by, and I don't go and do the things, I don't go and put it into action, then I understood that I'm failing my family. I'm failing myself. I'm failing my friends. I'm failing my girlfriend. I'm failing everybody, because I'm not willing to put the action into something that I've been able to discover some value, right? And number 5 is you want to encourage. Number 1, you want to encourage yourself, right? You want to stay encouraged at all time to add value to other people. Again, everything goes back to other people. Everything goes back to service, because service to many leads to greatness. So those are the 5 key steps to you. All right. So the first part of leading people is, first, you got to lead you. You got to lead by example. You got to show up when nobody else shows up. See, I had it in my heart and in my mind already that even if nobody showed up on this call today, I was still going to get on IG Live. I was still going to get on Facebook Live. I was still going to show this thing on Zoom. Why? Because it's not about the people that don't want to see it. It's about the people that need the value. That's what it's all about. And it's Thanksgiving. So giving is the ultimate key, right? You got to be willing to give back. Right? This is my service to what God has been able to do in my life. And it's only going to get better and better. And I'm extremely happy and grateful to have each and every one of y'all on this call today. Right? So the next thing that we want to talk about, family, is the icing on the top. It's the 5 keys to you being able to influence people, the people around you, the people that trust you, the people that love you, respect you. Right? You being able to add value to them. It's the exact same 5 steps, right? So number 1, you want to value people, right? If you don't value people, if you don't see, the thing is, if you don't value yourself, again, you can't value people, right? So you have to add value to people. First, you have to value people in order for you to add value, right? You have to value, see, the thing is, you have to value prayer in order for you to pray, right? You have to value health. You have to value becoming a vegan in order for you to not eat meat, right? You have to value, anything that you want in life, anything, you have to first value that in order for it to become of value to you, right? Number 2, you got to think of ways to add value to other people. The same way as you got to think of ways to add value to yourself, now you got to think of ways to add value to other people, right? So, and these are everyday things. So how are you adding value to the people around you, right? Are you sending your team? Are you sending your mom? Are you sending the people around you motivational videos on a day-to-day basis? Are you putting out content for your tribe? Because remember, your vibe attracts your tribe. Right? So are you putting out value? Are you putting out stuff that people can get value from, so they can look back and say, you know what? This person was a person of value, right? Number 3, you got to look for ways to add value to people. You got to look for ways to add value to people. Doesn't matter what setting I'm in. I'm always thinking about, what can I do? What can I say to add value to this person? Right? What can I do? What can I say to add value to this person? Right? So like me being a part of generational wealth, for example, right? I know that my talent is speaking. I know God put me on this earth to speak to millions of people, probably billions. But right now we're gonna work on that million, right? So we're gonna work on impacting 1 million first, right? So I know God put me there. And I know if I just continue to strive, no matter how many people show up, no matter what, if I just keep showing up, eventually my vibe is going to attract my tribe, right? So you got to look for ways to add value. Number 4, you got to do things that add value to people every day. You got to physically do the things that add value. So you added value to you. You did the things that add value to yourself. Now you got to turn around and do the same thing to add value to others around you. Right? And number 5, you got to encourage others to add value. That's the hard part, is being an inspiration to other people for them to want to go out and add value to other people. That's the key. When you find a way to do that, that's when you hit this pinnacle level of leadership. That's when you're at leadership level number 5. See, there's 5 levels of leadership, right? The first level of leadership is basically position based, right? So you have a certain position. Maybe you're a principal, maybe you're a manager, right? It's a position based leadership. That's the lowest level of leadership. People only listen to you because of the fact that you got a certain position, right? They don't respect you as a manager because you're a leader. They respect you because they need to keep their job. You feel me? So it's position-based leadership, right? The highest level of leadership is that pinnacle level. That's where literally like people listen to you, but also people are inspired and you've developed people. See, that's that people development level. And this is where people never make it. But the people who make it to that people development level are the people who are multiple millionaires. They're multi-millionaires going on billionaires. Why? Because service to many leads to greatness. Leadership, listen, Everything rises and falls on leadership. Look at your life right now. Look at your family. If your family is in shambles, it's because your leadership is not right, right? You're not leading the way. I don't like how they say the man is the like, you know, is has to be the head of the household, right? I don't like at the end of the day, man, whoever is the leader is the head of the household. That can be a woman, that can be a man, that can be a baby. If you are the leader of your household, then you're winning. You're at the top, right? So with that being said, guys, you know, you have to do these things. There's two. Listen, when you're following these 5 keys every single day, family, when you're following these 5 keys every single day, you have to be intentional. Okay? You have to be intentional, and you have to understand that consistency compounds, right? So you can't give up. You can't get discouraged in your journey, because your consistency will compound over time. And the vision, listen, God said, you write the vision and make it plain, right? So those that see it shall run to it, right? He said, although it may tarry, he said, wait on it, because it won't tarry forever. So even though your vision may take a while, it may tarry, it may take a day, it may take a year, it may take 10 years. Listen, are you willing to wait on the thing that you truly want? Are you willing to be patient, right? Patience. Are you willing to do that? All right. If your answer is yes, what I want you to do is go out here, use these 5 keys every single day. I'm going to make a promise. I'm going to make a commitment to using these 5 keys every day, right? Valuing people, right? Thinking of ways to add value to people, looking for ways to add value to people, do the things that add value to people, and encouraging others to add value to the people around them. All right. So with that being said, guys, I'm the coolest cannapreneur in the world. It's been an absolute pleasure serving y'all this morning on Thanksgiving of 2020. All right. And guys,